Welcome back. At the Orissa-Jharkhand border in the Saranda forest, Neha Dikshit also talked to some of these children. She's recorded those conversations with some of these children as young as 6 to 16. How did they become a part of this Naxal world? Speaking to them, Neha found out how it was all a cycle of violence that kept feeding the guerrilla armies in the jungle. Children who'd lost everything to violence and arson easily fell prey to the romantic ideals of revolution and revenge.
Annihilation of class enemies, fighting for tribal rights, resisting industrialization. Is it just this ideology that is driving these minor kids towards the Naxals and the Bal Sangatans? Taram Kosa lived with his family in a village bordering Jharkhand and Orissa. His house was burnt and every single thing in the house was burnt, allegedly by the police. Villagers believe that after the incident, 14-year-old Taram ran away to join the PLGA.
घर भी जला दिया, उसका बेटा उधर में पढ़ रहा है तो उधर में है, उसका माँ बाप भी माँ उधर लिया वो भी बुकार हो रहा है.
Social activists say that it is often police brutality that breeds ideas of revenge. Young children get lured by the idea of revolution and thus become easy recruits for the Maoist armies.
कितना टाइम हो गया आपको? कितना टाइम हो गया आपको यहाँ पे? काफी साल हो गए ना?
और
कितना साल हो गया?
बताएंगे
नहीं बताएंगे?
हाँ, और एक बरस
एक बरस हो गया?
ऐसे तो ज़्यादा ही हुआ है.
एक बरस तो ट्रेनिंग ही हुई होगी आपकी, हाँ?
आप कैसे जान रहा हूँ? हम लोग तो क्या बोलेंगे, एक चौथा से ही तो काफी में है.
हाँ, ये तो है.
अभी यहाँ 10-11 बरस होने जा रहा फरांडा में क्रांतिकारी.
However, the promise of resolving the problems of the masses is not always the reason why children get drawn to the Bal Sangatans.
क्या क्या सीखा तुमने यहाँ पे?
यहाँ पर हमें साहित्य सिखाया जाता है और ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है और कुछ ही दिनों में यहाँ कंपनी सिखाई.
और इसके बाद यहाँ से आगे कहाँ जाओगे?
इसके बाद हमें फिर दलम में भेजा जाएगा.
Deep inside the jungles of Andhra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Orissa, there are children like these who've lost their innocence because they've taken up the lost cause of fighting against their own country.
Neha, this is an everyday battle that these child warriors fight. You were in those jungles. Apart from the security forces, what are the other hardships you faced, these children face?
See, it's very important to remember at this point of time that they're most of the time in a hideout. They're trying to escape the security forces. So they have to trek a lot. So every day for at least 6 to 7 hours they have to trek, which is a lot of physical activity for young children as young as 6 and 12. Also, while they are in a hideout, the only access to food or any type of food that they have is biscuits. So most of the time for days on end their staple diet is biscuits. Apart from that, they are also used by the PLGA as the front lines of the battle. So they are used as the front line of defense. So most of the time they are the ones who get caught in the crossfire, and there are lots of casualties because of that. Gaurav.
Okay, casualties because these children are caught in the crossfire between security forces and the Maoists. Will the rights activists now rake up this issue of Maoists using child warriors banned internationally but used by Maoists in India? Will somebody fight for their rights. We, of course, will keep exposing this as we go along. For the moment, Neha Dikshit, many thanks for joining us. That's all we have time for on Ground Zero this evening. News and updates continue on the station. Stay with us.